Pray let me introduce myself. To you, my name is Cesily Cardew.
Cesily Cardew! What a very sweet name. Something tells me that we are going to be great friends. I like you already more than I can say. My first impressions of people are never wrong.
Nice of you to like me so much after we've known each other so comparatively short a time. Pray, sit down.
I may call you Cesily, may I not?
With pleasure.
And you will always call me Gwendolyn, won't you?
If you wish.
Then that is all quite settled then, is it not?
I hope so.
Perhaps this may be a favorable opportunity for my mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Bracknell. You've never heard of Papa, I suppose?
I don't think so.
Outside the family circle, Papa, I'm glad to say, is entirely unknown. I think that is quite as it should be. The home seems to me to be a proper sphere for the man, and certainly once a man begins to neglect his domestic duties, he becomes painfully effeminate. Not, and I don't like that. It makes men so very attractive. Cecily, Mama, whose views on education are remarkably strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted. Is it part of her system? Do you mind my looking at you through my glasses?
Oh, not at all, Gwendolyn. I am very fond of being looked at.
You're here on a very short visit, I suppose.
Oh, no. I live here.
Your mother, no doubt, or some female relative of advanced years resides here also?
Oh, no. I have no mother, nor, in fact, any relations. My dear guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, I am Mr. Worthing's ward.
Oh! It is strange, he never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him! He grows more interesting hourly. I am not sure, however, that the news inspires me with feelings of unmixed delight. I'm very fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I met you. But I am bound to state that now that I know you are Mr. Worthington's ward, I cannot help expressing a wish that you were, well, just a little older than you seem to be. And not quite so very alluring in appearance. In fact, if I may speak candidly...
Oh, pray do. I think that whenever anyone has anything unpleasant to say. One should always be quite candid.
Well, to speak with perfect candor, Cesily, I wish that you were full of 42, and more than usually plain for your age. Ernest has a strong, upright nature. He is the very soul truth of truth and honor. Disloyalty would be as impossible to him as deception. But even men of the noblest possible moral character are extremely susceptible to the influence of physical charms of others. Modern, no less than ancient history, supplies us with many most painful examples of what I refer to. If it were not so, indeed, history would be quite unreadable.
I beg your pardon. Gwendolyn, did you say Earnest?
Yes.
Oh, but it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother.
Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a brother.
I am sorry to say they have not been on good terms for a long time.
Well, that accounts for it. And now that I think of it, I have never heard any man mention his brother. The subject seems distasteful to most men. Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible if any cloud had come across a friendship like ours, would it not? Of course, you are quite sure that it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian.
Oh, quite sure. In fact, I am going to be his.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Dearest Gwendolyn, there is no reason why I should make a secret of it to you. A little country newspaper is sure to chronicle the fact next week that Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
My darling Cecily, I think there must be some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the least.
I am afraid you must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
It is certainly very curious. For he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do so. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read on the train. I'm so sorry, dear Cecily, if there is any disappointment to you, but I'm afraid I have the prior claim.
Oh, it would distress me more than I can tell you, dear Gwendolyn, if it should cause you any mental or physical anguish. But it would appear that since Ernest proposed to you, he clearly has changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolish promise, I shall consider it my duty to rescue him at once and with a firm hand.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have got into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss regard you as an entanglement. You are presumptuous. On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an entanglement? How dare you? This is no time for wearing the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
I am glad to say that I have never seen a spade. It is obvious that our social spheres have been widely different.